I think the Republican nominee is unfit to serve as president. I said so last week, and he keeps on proving it.
President Obama calling Donald Trump unfit for the office and calling on Republicans to revoke their endorsements of him. Well, that's no shocker, but the president bashed Trump, who could be his successor, in front of another world leader, the Prime Minister of Singapore. Now, Gina, folks like Newt Gingrich say this is undermining the United States of America. What say you?
It is 100% undermining the United States of America. He's right. And not only that, it's ironic, and especially in light of the segment we just did, to look at this administration, this Obama-Hillary administration, Hillary has lied under oath. She has risked our national security. The woman should be in prison, and we all know it. And anyone who denies it is just lying to themselves. You contrast that with someone like Donald Trump, who has a record of doing things on time, under budget. He knows the system. He has the wisdom. She has nothing to run on. So she has to use scare tactics to try to make the American people think he's somehow unfit. I think the American people are smarter.
Mercy, I'm going back, and I can't remember a seated president taking shots at a candidate that's going to take over that potentially could take over the office. That does undermine America, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It almost makes it seem that President Obama is like a moralist in chief. It's so not helpful. And what it really does is that it rallies the Republicans to say, you know, when are Republicans going to be actually listening to President Obama saying, are we really going to go with your advice, considering that the mess that we're in right now from a national security perspective, from an economic perspective, do we really want to follow in these tracks? So I remember with George W. Bush, when the president left office, he was very clear to stay out of politics and really did not comment on the candidates who were running at the time. And I think that's when you have to let the presidential candidates speak for themselves. Hillary Clinton speak for herself. But it doesn't surprise me, because remember that he was in North Carolina the day that James Comey came out with the statement that Hillary Clinton was extremely careless, but then he was campaigning with her, doesn't find that she's a threat to national security. It is such a double standard.
Yeah, why is that, Juan? Why is he so willing to take shots at Donald Trump? Is Trump just, you know, what do they say, living rent-free in Obama's head?
Well, that could be. I think he's living rent-free in all our heads because, boy, I mean, it's unbelievable. He might be president. But you stop and think about it, Eric. This is a guy who says he doesn't know what the nuclear triad is. This is a guy who not only, you know, denigrates a Gold Star mother, but then says, oh, he loves Vladimir Putin, but he doesn't think that Putin has done anything in Crimea, not going in there, and then has to be told he's already in there. That's why Donald Trump's unfit, and that's why the President of the United States, I think, acted responsibly in saying, listen, you know, here's a reasonable judgment. This guy's not fit to handle the responsibilities of the highest office in the land, Commander-in-Chief.
Rick, is that a fair assessment? Is that the president saying he's so worried about the United States that he doesn't want one of the candidates to be president because it would be dangerous for us?
Look, let me tell you what is an unfit person to be president, someone who thinks that we have 57 states. We have 50 states, Juan. So here's the fact of the matter is, we have countries around the world, leaders who stand up with the president or with other leaders, and they are constantly thinking about the political parties back home, the opposition that's trying to go after them. There is an unwritten rule in the world affairs that your domestic politics do not interfere when you are the head of state. What President Obama did in front of the Singaporean president is make America look weak and petty, and Obama looks like he's very nervous about Donald Trump. He would love to shove Hillary Clinton aside and be candidate Obama again. Mm-hmm. This is about Obama's third term, make no mistake, mm-hmm. and President Obama, every time he attacks Donald Trump, is messaging that he's nervous about Hillary Clinton being able to beat Donald Trump.
Juan, what about it? Is that part of it? He's so nervous. They're very nervous about Trump, are they not?
I think everybody's nervous about Trump. I think most of the country, in fact, my argument would be that you see now Republicans like Meg Whitman and others saying, you know, I just can't do this. You see the Republican Party at this moment. It's leadership. Yeah.
No,
absolutely in panic over Donald Trump. So, I mean, you guys just would like to have it, oh, it's those crazy Democrats.
I mean, I think we're nervous about Hillary.
Well, listen, I agree with Juan. I think this is very bad for the Republican Party when you have Paul Ryan saying, I'm not sure. Exactly. You're saying John McCain saying, I'm not sure. There's a Pennsylvania congressman who I interviewed the other day. Pennsylvania went, I think every single county in Pennsylvania voted for Trump, and this guy says he can't vote for Trump. They need to get their act together, but I ran out of time. I'm sorry.